guys, Caitlin from K9, and I am with Mr. Rupert here, and we are going to be finding his working level or his perception level on the e-collar. What that level is basically the level that he feels the absolute least. So again, we have 100 levels to work from, and I want to find what number I'm going to start introducing to him via the place command. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him off of the place bed, put him back on, and try to keep him into a sit. I like to do it when a dog is in a sit. I find that sometimes when they feel their perception level at the lowest, they'll lay down automatically, so that kind of gives me a sign, oh, they feel this number. So he's already into a sit. Again, this is, he's new to place in general, still learning all of the basic obedience of sit down, all of that stuff. So it's kind of good that you get to see it on a super green dog who hasn't had any of this training in the past. So we get him into a sit. Rupert, sit. And what you're going to be looking for is the slightest bit of information that he's giving me. So that might be an ear twitch, that might be his mouth is open and it goes closed, that might be that he turns his head like if there's a fly behind him or something like that. So I'm just looking for the very, very initial sign that he feels it. Break. Sit, or place. Sit, good boy. So right there, I saw his head kind of turn, and to me that would be a sign that he feels it. That is a 6 out of 100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up a little bit more, so between a 7 and an 8, and just see what he gives me with that. If he still gives me the sign that he feels it, then I'll go back down to that 6, and that'll be the level that I work with. So I'm going to do that again. Break. Place. Sit. Good boy. Okay, good. So that was at an 8, and for me seeing it right here, I can tell that the 8 was a little bit too much. So I went back down to that 6, and I could see by his head motion that he could definitely feel it. Some people have found that their dog's reaction is like an immediate jump. Some dogs don't feel it until the numbers go way up higher. It's going to be dependent on your dog, and they'll give you some sort of signal. I will say that most often dogs start at a little bit higher of a number, like say he feels it at a 6. Who knows, we might go through this whole place command with introducing the e-collar, he might go down to a 4. I don't know until we start working with them. So I will see how he does, and I'll keep you guys updated on the numbers that we get to. Break. Roll away. Continuous pressure on. Place. Good. So he gave me a little bit of a head tilt as I was holding continuous pressure in, because before I was just doing a tapping. I am going to go down to a 5 and see if he feels it there, because again, I don't want it to be where I'm really noticing that he's feeling it. I want it to be just that he's feeling it, and it's giving him the clear information that once he steps on here, all pressure is released. So let's try that again. Let's go, bud. Sit. Good. Place. Good. So I have introduced him to place with the prong, so if you can see that he's kind of going on pretty easily, that's because he's had some foundation of this as far. It isn't just that he's hopping on easily. It didn't start that way. Break. Good boy. Place. Good. Down. Good boy. And again, I also did start, place. Down. Good. I did start introducing him to down with prong pressure, leash pressure as well. So he's already starting to get an understanding of that. So again, the e-collars, I'm starting to layer it on top of things that he's familiar with. It's not that some stuff like heel and this could be used right off the bat, but for him, I had a couple extra days that I wanted to be able to introduce him to some leash stuff before I introduced the e-collar, and he's doing great. Good bud. Great. Good boy. Good, buddy. So if he pops up, all I'll do is put pressure back on. Good job, buddy. And guide him back to the place bed. Good. Nope. Place. Good. Down. Good. Good. Again, this is all learning phase type stuff, guys. So it's not that he's not going to go on here and know to stay put. He's never had to do this before. So this is giving him the information that, hey, you popped off, pressure came back on, get back onto that place bed and all pressure's released. And that's how you really start introducing dogs to the concept of the e-collar. The point of it is not just to be like, no, and hit it at a number and think that your dog's going to understand what we're asking them for. So I think often people think of them as a correctional tool, which most definitely can be used as that. But right now we're using it for him as a straight educational tool of, hey bud, you popped off, let's get back on, and then all pressure's released. Break, good boy. Place, good, down, good. Good boy. Good boy. It's awesome to see him coming out of his shell a little bit, much more excited when he sees me, happy-go-lucky. Again, I think so many people think that, structure, well, what's going to happen to my dog's personality? It's only going to shine through even more because you're going to have a dog that's less stressed out. They're going to know that you've got their back in all situations, that they don't have to worry about as much, and that they can just have fun. They have to listen, obviously, they have to have boundaries and rules, but they're just much happier when they can be balanced, hang out, chill, and then also have their fun time. So super proud of this guy. So I'm gonna do this a ton more, layer this over and over and over again. Anytime he pops up, immediate pressure is gonna go back on. Again, I'm using this on continuous. So I have mine set up as all you see on here is a C. Some people have it with the M and C. I just have it set up as a C, and pressure goes back on immediately when he steps off, and pressure's released when he's back onto that place bed. So keeping it very simple for him right off the bat. We'll start with just doing on one place bed, then I'll slowly start to introduce place-to-place recall with it, and he's also going to be getting a lot of tuning it in with his walk. So stay tuned for more updates on Mr. Rupert.